You don't get sick overnight, but you do get sick slowly, one unnoticed habit at a time. Let that sink in, because today, we're uncovering 12 hidden habits quietly damaging your health. Why do you feel tired? Even when you're eating well, sleeping okay, and taking your meds? The answer may lie in what you're doing without even noticing. Let's talk about it. It's not the big things that break your health, it's the little things you repeat every day, without thinking, and some of them may surprise you, because even skipping water in the morning could be enough to land you in the hospital. Spot 1. Not drinking enough water in the morning. Good morning. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? A cup of coffee, check your phone, turn on the TV. I've asked hundreds of my patients this same question. Very few ever say, I drink a glass of water. And yet, that one small glass, the simplest and most overlooked thing, could change your whole morning, and in some cases, even your life. Did you know that after 6 to 8 hours of sleep, our bodies naturally become dehydrated? You may not sweat or move much while sleeping, but water is still lost through your breath and your metabolism, quietly, without warning. When you wake up, your blood thickens, circulation slows, and your brain, which uses up to 75% of the water in your body, starts the day in a hidden state of thirst you don't even feel. I once cared for a 79-year-old woman, sharp, active, still healthy. One morning, she became dizzy and collapsed in the kitchen. No high blood pressure, no heart disease. But she had skipped her morning water, taken a diuretic, and didn't replace the fluids. The result, a mild ischemic episode. She was stunned when I told her a single glass of water might have saved you that hospital trip. Have you ever had a morning when your head felt foggy, your body sluggish, and you didn't know why? Your body might have been whispering something simple. I'm thirsty. I don't want you to treat water like a rule. I want you to see it as a small gift you give your body each morning. Gentle, silent, but deeply valuable. Tomorrow morning, before your coffee, before your notifications, drink a glass of water. You'll feel the difference, not just in your body, but in how you begin your entire day. 2. Frequent snacking triggered by external cues, something most people don't realize. We don't eat because we're hungry. We eat because we're used to it. A good movie needs popcorn. A meeting, there must be cookies or dried fruit. Walking past a candy bowl, suddenly, your hand is reaching out without thinking. This isn't just about cravings, it's a habit loop. Cue gives craving, gives response, gives reward. And the scary part, this loop doesn't ask your permission, it just runs, automatically, every single day. Imagine this, you turn on the TV, the screen lights up, the familiar sounds begin. That's the cue. Your brain is already firing. We need something to snack on. You're not hungry, but you eat because your brain is anticipating the reward. The comfort of chewing, tasting, swallowing, but that reward has a cost. Each time you give in, your insulin spikes. Your body stores more fat, burns less. And every chip, every candy, slowly and surely paves the road toward weight gain, diabetes, and chronic fatigue. Ironically, the more you snack, the hungrier you feel. You lose your natural ability to tell real hunger from emotional or triggered hunger. So what's the solution? It doesn't start with willpower. It doesn't mean gritting your teeth and trying to resist. It starts with the cue. You can't win if you're standing in the middle of temptation, but you can stop that situation from happening in the first place. Don't keep candy on the table. Don't snack in front of the TV. Don't leave junk food within sight. Remove the cue, and the craving has no reason to exist. And for the first time in years, you become the one in control of your habits. 3. Lack of sleep and irregular sleep patterns. You'll think lack of sleep just makes you tired the next day. Actually, it disrupts your body deeply that very night. When you don't sleep enough or sleep at the wrong time, your body can't repair, regulate hormones, or clear internal inflammation. Even worse, lack of sleep distorts your hunger. And satiety hormones. Ghrelin. Hunger rises. Leptin fullness drops. Just one night of poor sleep, and you wake up with raging cravings for carbs, sugar, and junk food, things your brain thinks will give it fast energy. And if you're thinking, I'll just catch up on the weekend, I hate to break it to you, your body doesn't work like a bank account. You can't borrow sleep on Monday and repay it on Sunday. I once treated Mr. Gary, 67, careful eater, walked every morning, but he kept gaining belly fat, feeling foggy, and losing memory. Only later did I learn. I often stay up till 1 or 2 a.m. watching news, then can't fall back asleep. We live in a world that celebrates busyness where staying up late is seen as productivity. But the truth is, sleeping well and on time is a survival skill. Start small. Turn off screens 30 minutes before bed. Set a consistent sleep and wake schedule. Keep your bedroom quiet, cool, and dark, because deep sleep is where your body heals, and each restful night silently pushes disease away hour by hour. Sleep isn't wasted time. It's one of the best investments you can make for your health, your memory, and your body. Point 4. Skipping breakfast or eating too late. Often ask my older patients, do you eat breakfast? The most common answer, I'm not hungry in the morning. I just wait until lunch. Sound familiar? But what seems convenient might actually be costing your health, especially if you're over 60. When you wake up, your cardiovascular, nervous, and endocrine systems are rebooting. Your brain needs fuel. Your heart needs circulation. Your blood sugar needs stability. If you skip breakfast, your body has to cope by releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline just to maintain basic energy. This works short term, but over time, it leads to fatigue, dizziness, brain fog, and overeating later in the day. I remember a patient, Mr. Harold, 70, lived alone. He routinely skipped breakfast, saying it felt too heavy early in the day. One morning, while watering plants, he fainted. Tests showed low blood pressure, low blood sugar, and a brief cerebral ischemia. That wasn't just a fluke. It was the result of too many mornings without fuel. You don't need a big meal. No feasts required. Just a simple, balanced breakfast. An egg, a slice of whole grain bread, a piece of fruit, or a bowl of oatmeal. Even if you're not hungry, don't wait until you are. Your brain and heart can't afford to. Don't treat breakfast as a matter of taste. Treat it as a daily first medicine of the day. Skipping breakfast won't help you lose weight. It only forces your brain and heart to operate on empty. 5. Eating without enough fiber and protein. Have you ever wondered, why am I hungry again right after I just ate? The answer doesn't lie in how much you eat, but what you eat. A slice of white bread and a glass of sugary juice may look like a complete breakfast, but in reality, it's a fast carb and sugar combo that spikes your blood sugar and then crashes it within a few hours. The result, you're hungry again. You crave more food. You feel restless despite not actually needing more energy. Our bodies don't just want to be filled. They want to be nourished, to stay full, and maintain stable energy. 2 key nutrients matter more than most people realize. Protein. Fiber. Protein from eggs, fish, lean meat. Tofu builds muscle, supports hormones, and slows digestion, helping you stay full longer and stabilizing blood sugar. Fiber found in leafy greens, whole grains, and fresh fruit sacks like a natural break, slowing down absorption of sugar and fat, improving digestion, and feeding your gut microbiome. I often tell my patients, half jokingly, if you want to snack less, don't shut your mouth, fill your belly. Smart. Try small changes. Add a boiled egg to your breakfast. Include a bowl of vegetable soup at lunch. Swap that afternoon cookie for a small handful of unsalted nuts. You don't need to count every calorie or follow strict diets. Just choose foods that truly satisfy you, not fake fullness. Because when your body is properly nourished, You no longer need to fight hunger. And when hunger isn't hijacking your decisions, you not the cookie get to be in charge. If you found this video helpful, please drop a like and subscribe button to support us. 6. Losing control over portions by eating at the wrong time. Of the most common mistakes I see in my patients is this. They eat when they're not actually hungry, not because their body needs energy, but out of habit, boredom, stress, or just convenience. Overeating, just because it's routine during your favorite TV show. You're feeling anxious, sad, or bored. You wanted something to nibble on? In these moments, your body isn't truly in need, but you eat anyway. And worse, you lose track of how much you're eating. Why? Because when you're not really hungry, your fullness hormones don't kick in properly. You eat more, eat faster, and often don't even realize how far you've gone past enough. I once had a patient, Helen, 65 years old, complained, "Doctor, I hardly eat anything, but I'm still gaining weight." So I asked her to keep a food diary. That's when she realized, each evening, while watching TV, she'd reach for a few cookies, a bit of dried fruit, maybe a couple chocolates, not out of hunger, not even thinking, but every night, without fail. Eating at the wrong time doesn't just add unnecessary calories, it disrupts your natural hunger cues. So what's the fix? Pause 10 seconds before you eat and ask yourself, am I truly hungry, or just tired, emotional, or bored? If the answer is no, try drinking water, taking a short walk, or doing something to shift your focus. Eating from hunger is healthy. Eating from emotion, if left unchecked, can become your biggest roadblock to better health. Remember, you don't need to eat less. You need to eat smarter, and at the right times. Even that one change can make a world of difference. Point 7. Not checking morning blood pressure regularly. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer, and for good reason, especially in the morning, after a full night's rest. You'd think your body is at peace. But in fact, the moment you wake up, your stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline rise sharply. Your blood vessels constrict, and blood pressure can spike. If you have a history of high blood pressure, diabetes, or are over 60, this is the riskiest part of your day. I remember treating a patient, Agnes, age 76. She always claimed she was healthy. Fine, never felt dizzy. She had never measured her blood pressure at home. Why? No headaches, no symptoms. What's the point? She told me. But one morning, she collapsed in her kitchen. At the hospital, her blood pressure was 210, 1/110. She couldn't believe it, but I knew if she had taken just 2 minutes every morning to measure it, she would have seen the gradual rise. She could have prevented that collapse. You don't need fancy machines, just a simple digital monitor, a chair, and a quiet moment. Sit calmly for 5 minutes. Place the cuff correctly. Press the button. Record the number. Compare it to the safe range under 135/85 mmHg in the morning. Don't put it off by saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." Vascular disease doesn't wait until you're free. The earlier you detect it, the better you can prevent strokes, heart failure, and serious complications. I always tell my patients, don't wait until blood pressure knocks you down to start caring about it. A tiny habit. 2 minutes, but it can add years of healthy life to your future. 8. No consistent daily routine. One crucial factor people often overlook is this: not having a consistent daily routine. When you're eating, sleeping, and physical activity follow no set rhythm, your body struggles to maintain balance. And that opens the door to all sorts of problems. Staying up late, you'll likely feel groggy and skip breakfast. Skipping meals, you'll crash later and reach for snacks. No regular exercise. Fatigue builds and muscles weaken. Late dinners. Sleep suffers, digestion slows. Weight creeps up. I once told a patient, if each day is a song, your routine is the rhythm that holds everything together. Lose the rhythm and it all falls apart. Older adults especially need that steady rhythm because the body's ability to self-regulate naturally declines with age. The solution is simple, yet powerful: eat at regular times. For example, 7 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m., wake and sleep at set hours. Even on weekends, do light exercise at a consistent time each day. Avoid open-ended hours where emotions can drive random snacking. You don't need a military schedule, just a flexible framework with clear structure. When your body knows what to expect, it feels safe, balanced, and healthier every day. Remember, good health doesn't come from dramatic actions. It comes from small, repeated habits done consistently, and every habit starts with a well-anchored routine. Point 9. Trying to lose weight with willpower instead of changing the environment. Often heard patients complain, "I know I shouldn't eat it, but once I see it, I just can't resist." And I always tell them honestly, the issue isn't your willpower, it's your surroundings. We're often taught that we must resist, say no, stay disciplined. But behavioral science tells a different story. Willpower is a limited resource. The more you rely on it, the faster it gets depleted. So instead of constantly battling cravings, focus on removing the cue, the triggers that spark the desire to eat. For example, don't keep candies or snacks in plain sight just for guests. Don't make snacking a default ritual during meetings, TV time, or long drives. Replace the cookie tray with a fruit platter. You'll make better choices without a mental tug-of-war. I call this redesigning your environment, making healthy behaviors easier and unhealthy ones more inconvenient. Instead of asking, "How do I resist the cookies at the meeting?" ask, "How do I make sure there are no cookies at the meeting in the first place?" A simple but powerful rule. Out of sight, out of mind, in sight, in reach. And if you're truly serious about your health, design your living space to gently remind you every day, "I'm prioritizing myself." Don't wait until you're strong enough to resist temptation. Make temptation disappear altogether. Your environment determines your habits, and your habits are what ultimately reshape your body. Point 10. Skipping a proper dinner in favor of a light but inadequate meal. I once asked a patient, "What do you eat for dinner?" She confidently answered, "Just a little salad to stay light and lose weight." But a few weeks later, she told me, "I keep waking up at night with sugar cravings." Sound familiar? This is a common misconception, that skipping dinner, or eating very lightly, helps you get healthier or slimmer. In reality, it often backfires. When your dinner lacks nutrients, especially protein and healthy fats, your body enters an energy-deficient state during your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. What happens next? Midnight hunger, restless sleep, morning fatigue, and sugar cravings. And when hunger is mixed with sleep deprivation, you're far more likely to make poor choices the next day, snacking, over-caffeinating, or even skipping breakfast. Again, dinner doesn't need to be large, but it needs to be right. A source of protein, eggs, fish, lean meat, tofu, steamed or boiled vegetables, a bit of slow-digesting carbs like sweet potato or brown rice, a drizzle of olive oil, or a few nuts. I call this your sleep prep dinner, just enough to nourish, not overload. It stabilizes blood sugar overnight and keeps hunger hormones in check. Remember, weight loss isn't about eating as little as possible, it's about eating right, in the right amount, at the right time. Don't let an inadequate dinner become the reason for a restless night and an exhausted snack-filled morning. Dinner isn't just about taste. It's about preparing your body for rest, recovery, and a strong tomorrow. 11. Eating all day long with no fasting window. You may have heard, eating small meals throughout the day helps with weight loss. Unfortunately, that's a dangerous myth. Many people today eat from morning until bedtime, with no meaningful break for their digestion or hormone regulation. Unlike past generations who ate 3 main meals, today's pattern looks more like a light breakfast, a mid-morning snack, a proper lunch, afternoon cake, or milk tea dinner, and often, late-night snacking. This isn't eating. It's constant input. Here's the problem. Every time you eat, insulin spikes, and insulin prevents fat burning. If insulin stays high, your body never switches to fat as fuel. The result? Weight gain, insulin resistance, increased risk of diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. One patient once told me, "I don't eat much, why am I not losing weight?" But after tracking her meals, she realized she was eating 6 times a day, no large meals, but the total intake was still too much. The solution? You don't need extreme fasting, but give your body time to rest. Stick to 3 distinct meals. Avoid snacking between meals. Try the 12 to 12 approach. Eat within a 12-hour window, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Then fast. For the other 12 hours your body needs breathing room to repair, rebalance, and burn fat. Even singers need to pause for breaths. So does your metabolism. Eat with structure. Rest with intention. That's how you bring back your natural rhythm and take charge of your health. 12. Not having a companion to maintain healthy habits. One thing I've learned in decades of medical practice. No one stays strong forever, especially when going it alone. Lifestyle change, whether in diet, exercise, or sleep's much easier said than done. And if you're walking that path alone, it's easy to get discouraged. But if you have a partner on the journey, it changes everything. Someone to walk with each morning, rain or shine. Someone to remind you to check your blood pressure or take your meds. Someone to help resist dessert after dinner. Someone to cook healthy meals with. Try new recipes. Or laugh while refusing cake at a party when you know someone else is trying just like you. You're less likely to give up. You feel less alone. You feel accountable. And most importantly, you enjoy the process. I once cared for 2 friends, Henry and Walter, both in their 70s. At first, they came to the clinic reluctantly, pushed by their wives. But after a few sessions, they started their own mini health club. Now they walk together every morning, share meal plans, and even compete to see who's losing belly fat faster. And the best part? Both became healthier physically and mentally. Health is a journey, and journeys are easier with company. If you don't yet have someone walking with you, reach out. Family, friends, even a small community group. You'd be surprised how many people quietly want to begin. Just like you. Don't walk alone. Let health be a connection, not a burden. If you found this video helpful, please drop a like and subscribe button to support us. Conclusion: we often think weight gain, high blood pressure, or stroke risk just suddenly happen. But in truth, it's the small habits we repeat daily, like constant snacking, irregular sleep, skipping breakfast, lacking protein, eating without real hunger, skipping blood pressure checks, and having no set routine that quietly build up the risks. The good news: you don't need a massive overhaul. Just take charge of each small habit. Drink enough water, eat balanced meals at the right time, move gently, sleep well, check your blood pressure, and find someone to walk the journey with. Health doesn't come from grand gestures. It comes from doing small things right consistently, every day, and you can begin tomorrow morning.